Hey, it's Chris. I already made this video once, so I'm gonna be lazy and lay in bed for the second time. My $200 camera that I've had for like 3 years now is apparently shit at recording video and sound. So, we'll stick with the fucking Moto G phone recording until I figure something else out. This week we're going to talk about coming out stories, and advice and how to deal with people's reactions and such. River is the first person to talk on that. They are new to the channel, and that video got posted today, Tuesday. It's actually probably Wednesday now. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I should be posting on Sundays, but I will probably post this Wednesday, today, because I am super impatient and I'm making it now. So I will post it probably as soon as it's done. I've had a couple of messages from other people about joining, but I haven't heard anything back from them. So we will deal with that whenever it comes time. For now, back to the topic, coming out stories. I have, as you know, trans people often have, maybe not even often, some of us have to come out twice. I've had to come out several times. I came out as bisexual at the age of 12, kind of accidentally, really, because I didn't particularly want my family to know, but they saw some text messages because my mom is that overprotective sort and liked to read my messages, and found out that I was talking with another girl. So she found out about that. Wasn't particularly happy. I can't really remember what her initial response was. My dad thought it was a phase, said it was a phase, said I would get over it. And generally no one else in my family plays a big part in things. My grandparents on my mom's side didn't really care. Grandparents on my dad's side are the preacher and preacher's wife. They're like, you're gonna marry a nice Christian man, get rid of all those piercings, and go to heaven. It's not happening. Probably not gonna marry a nice Christian man. And I'm definitely not getting rid of my piercings because they're gorgeous. Anyway, off topic. Bisexual at 12, and then sometime all throughout high school, my sexuality was fluctuating all over the place. I identified as a lesbian for a little while. I actually came across the term transgender when I googled that I feel like a gay boy in a girl's body, which was more true than bisexual or lesbian at the time. And so that's how I came across that term, and I identified very strongly with it. So I told my friend James at the age of 14 that I thought I was transgender. Like I said in my introduction video, I did not do anything with that because at the time I was 14, and as far as I had read, I mean, I didn't know very much about it at that point either, but it seemed like it was going to cost a lot of money, and at the age of 14 I couldn't really do anything without parental consent anyway, so I just kind of tried to put it in the background and go on with high school as best I could. I was not very happy throughout high school for a few different reasons, but that's relevant. Coming out. I was 18, living here in Texas with my dad whenever I came out as transgender, and I did that through Facebook, which I thought would be a grand idea because most of my family is in Oklahoma and I don't see them often, so I thought coming out through social media would be the quickest and easiest, most painless route. Not entirely true. My mother did not like it at all. My grandma, several people have cried about it, because they feel like they're losing a daughter or sister or whatever, and especially at the very beginning, it was hard to explain, like, I'm not going anywhere, it's still me, some things are going to be different, especially because I was so emotional about everything. That was a time in my life, 2012, it was like August, September of 2012, where I was really unhappy and very just depressed and angry, and I ended up moving away from the South to go live with a ex-boyfriend in Washington, partly because I was just so sick of everything down here and I really needed to get away from my family. And ultimately it didn't work out up there and I ended up coming back, and things have been a little bit better since then. But a year and a half after I've come out, I've been on, it's actually been like 2 years since I've come out, about a year and a half since I've been on hormones, and not much has changed, really. My parents do not use my preferred name, which up until recently has been just a shortened, masculinized version of my biological name for them, to make it easier on them. But they weren't even using that, so ultimately I decided that I was going to change it to what I wanted to change it to, rather than stick with a name that I didn't particularly like, since they weren't respecting my requests, whatever, to use that name anyway. So I'm in the process of legally changing it to Chris now, and obviously they're not calling me that. I still get called my birth name by everyone in my family, basically. As far as pronouns go, grandparents and aunts and uncles, really. I have one aunt who is pretty understanding, and she and her husband and their children are pretty cool about everything. But virtually everyone else, excluding my mom and my dad, just completely ignore it, really, and just use female pronouns. Sometimes they will call me the shortened version of my name, but generally it's my birth name. My mom and dad tend to avoid pronouns, but when they slip up, and when fortunately now at this point when we're around strangers and like out in public, they will use male pronouns, but that is generally the only time. So this is just okay. So that's it. This is just a coming out video. Advice-wise, I would say don't use Facebook unless you really think that's the best way to go. I mean, I did think it was going to be the easiest way, but I think ultimately, if I had just talked to people in person, it might have gone a little more smoothly, because there was a little bit of, like, transphobia on the internet, and some things were said that I really would have rather not read. I don't know. that's just, unfortunately, this is a topic I don't really feel like I'm meant to give advice on. I would say do it when you're comfortable. Don't force yourself to come out. Know that there will always be people supporting you, whether it's your biological family or your friends or people you meet on the internet. There will always be someone there to help you through your struggle, and there will always be people that know what you're going through and can help you. So, don't be afraid. You're not alone. It gets better. And